disruptive.
America that I fought.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. Hope a fantastic day so far. So there was a beauty pageant that happened in Japan, and we know, beauty pageants: Miss America, Miss USA, Miss Global. That shows how much I pay attention to them. I don't even know the names of them. I know there's the Victoria's Secret one. That's about it. Miss Universe. That's the one I'm thinking of. Miss Global. Miss Universe. So there was one, Miss Japan, that sparked a lot of controversy online. It has become a viral moment around the globe because of who exactly won this particular competition. And normally, I would kind of just, let it be because I couldn't care less about these competitions, and the whole thing is just a complete farce. Again, it's all a distraction, just like football. Like it's on, people enjoy it, they can laugh and cheer and drink beer. I don't care, but it's just not my forte. But here's why this is so controversial, and this is actually brought up by Censored Man on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, but now as X. He says, a Ukrainian-born model has been crowned Miss Japan. The decision has sparked a fiery online debate in Japan. Many believe she does not represent Japan, while others have shown support, saying she does not have to look Japanese to represent Japan. So this is the big controversy, is that even though she's a Ukrainian citizen, she was a Ukrainian-born, and I guess a Japanese citizen, she ran in this competition and then won as Miss Japan, but people are saying that she's not Japanese enough. So this is the fiery debate. And before we get into the controversy, let me show you the video coverage of this moment and take a look at this. So there's her accepting the award, giving tears. And it says Ukrainian-born model. Oh, that's a hard name to pronounce. Carolina Shinu has lived in Japan for over 20 years. Okay, so that's something. She is a naturalized citizen. But her win triggered online debate on whether she's truly representative of Japan. Some objected that she has no trace of Japaneseness, but others showed support. Despite the controversy, Shinu hopes people will see past her appearance. And then she says, I believe the Japanese spirit doesn't manifest itself in the body, but rather in the soul. So, I'm very confused on the whole, like, I know there's going to be people trolling on this regardless. There's people out there that are just going to post random crap no matter what you do. And you see that all, especially competition shows like that. It really reveals the best in people when you see people, shame each other on social media when it comes to anything possible just to get that 15 seconds of glory. Like, I took this man down because I told him he was a meanie head, or I said he was this and that. Like, there's going to be a lot of that regardless. But I'm very confused because if she's a naturalized citizen, she's been in Japan for 20 plus years. Again, because she doesn't appear Japanese, like, I feel like that's almost like that's the race baiting. Like, you're just race baiting the situation, making it worse. Like, if she's already a citizen, it'd be more conflicting if it was just a Ukrainian model that just appeared in Japan and then won the competition because she's a Ukrainian citizen. But she's born in Ukraine and then lived in Japan for 20 years, making her a naturalized citizen. So to me, I don't see the controversy. But here's here's the story as it goes. This is from Global News because they caught attention to this. It said on Monday, Ukrainian-born model Karolina Shinu graciously accepted the Miss Japan 2024 title with tears in her eyes. Though Shinu, 26, is not, she's only 26. Wow. I was thinking 30, but maybe I'm being ageist now. People are being racist. Maybe I'm being ageist. I don't know what's happening right now. Is not what many would expect of a conventional Miss Japan winner. She thanked the judges and audience in littling fluent Japanese as she accepted her crown and trophy. Shinu called the win a dream. I've had to face the barriers that often prevented me from being accepted as Japanese, so I am filled with gratitude to be recognized at this competition as a Japanese person, she said. According to the BBC, Shinu was born in Ukraine but moved to Niagua, a large city in Japan, when she was 5 years old. Shinu has been naturalized Japanese citizen in 2022. The first to win the Miss Japan pageant, she is also the oldest woman to win. The oldest woman to win the title is only 26. Wow. Talk about shallow competition. Wow. The response is Shinu's win has been mixed both inside and out of Japan. Online, some social media users felt Shinu's triumph was unfair because she is not ethnically Japanese and therefore does not adhere to the country's typical beauty standards. In this camp, Nushins worried her win would push an image of Western beauty into Japanese natives. Others praised the beauty pageant for its inclusiveness and saw Shinu's crowning as an acknowledgement of racial diversity in Japan. Still, others openly wondered if Shinu's win was political and to do with her being born in Ukraine, which was invaded by Russia in February 2022. So that is an interesting take, and I didn't see that in the video there. I didn't see any of the controversy regarding the fact that, and that's something I would bring to attention, is that could this possibly be, the reason that she won, the reason that she got this title is because Japan is trying to, politically motivate people into supporting Ukraine by saying, hey, look at this beautiful Ukrainian lady. Let's crown her this, beauty standard. And because we feel bad about what's happening to her country, even though we're aiding in the genocide and slaughter of her own nation, let's just give her this title to politically promote this. So that's something controversial. That'd be something I'd bring to attention. Not the fact that, because she's Ukrainian and then moved to Japan. I wouldn't consider that controversial, because you look at around the world. You look at, immigration as what it is. There's people that, are born in different countries, and then they come at a young age, and then they naturalize into whatever country they're living in. We have this in Canada. We have this in the United States. You have it all over around the world. And like, people do that. It's not strange. It's not uncommon. It's, one of the founding things of our ancestral heritage. I mean, if you look at us, like at myself personally, I have ancestors that immigrated here at a young age, and they were naturalized Canadians. They weren't the first Canadians. Even though I do believe, I think on my grandmother's side, I'm like 1/64th Micmac, which is like it's an indigenous culture, kind of like in the Maritimes, like before the Vikings took over. I do believe it's like 1/64th. It's barely nothing, but I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up. So that I could recognize if it's a political stunt that she won this competition. I can maybe see that being the controversy. But just the fact that, okay, she's born in Ukraine, but then moved when she was 5 years old to be naturalized as a Japanese citizen. She speaks the language. She pays her dues. She's everything, Japan represents. I don't see the controversy in this. Like, I don't understand when they say, she lacks beauty standard. Well, what beauty standards are you mentioning here? Like, what exactly is the set dialogue? What's the set rules that makes you beautiful in Japan? I don't understand that. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know anything about these competitions. I really couldn't care less. That says in a statement to the BBC, Miss Japan Grand Prix pageant organizer Ai Wada said the judges were confident in their decision to crown Shinu. She speaks and writes in beautiful and polite Japanese, Wada told the outlet. She is more Japanese than we are. Shinu is the 56th Miss Japan Grand Prix winner. The beauty pageant began in 1950. In 2015, Ariana Miyamoto, whose parents are Japanese and African American, became the first ever biracial woman to become Miss Japan. Like Shinu, Miyamoto's pageant triumph triggered discussion in the country and beyond about what should be eligible to compete for the Miss Japan title, with specific emphasis on racial inclusion. So, anyway, that ends it there. But again, it's one of those things where, you know, I if some people could look at this and say maybe that this is a forced action, maybe this is some sort of like, again, like a political motivated stunt, or maybe something to do because they mentioned about, in 2015 there was the biracial winner, that maybe this has something to do with the, IGC, or the how BlackRock describes it as inclusiveness, trying to push on this. But again, it's just, I don't know much about these competition shows, and I'm very confused on the whole setup of this. I'm very confused on the whole, when they say set beauty standards. I don't know what that means. Like, maybe I'm just maybe I'm just one of those people that's like, there's different kinds of beauty. Maybe I'm not shallow that way. Maybe that's the thing. I'm trying not, I'm very, very not shallow when it comes to describing what's considered beautiful. And that's why I just don't agree with any of these competition shows. Maybe that's it. I'm just trying to take the high road. But in all honesty, I don't understand this. I don't understand how this is so controversial, why this is such, like, massive again, maybe it's something to do a little bit with the Russia invasion and the conflict that's continuing on. I don't know what this is, but I feel like this is, again, a lot of this is just all distraction. A lot of this, pageantry and talking about, well, who should be the acceptable winner when it comes to a pageant that's basically an empty gesture. Because, yes, you can be crowned, Miss America, or Miss Universe, or Miss Japan, or Miss Italy, Miss Canada. You can be crowned that and have that title. But what do you actually do as that specific title? What exactly is your purpose? When you're, the official Miss America winner, for example, what exactly does that do? Maybe it gets you to exclusive events and clubs, but is it going to help you later on in life? Like, does that? I'm very, I don't know. I'm very confused on all that. And maybe just because of the fact that I know it's a distraction, I know it's just emptiness, and I just don't care. I just don't care. And there's beautiful women all over the place. It doesn't have to be always on a pageant screen. It doesn't always have to be in a televised event that you have to pay on cable probably to watch. I met people, there's beautiful people when you take a walk down the street. There's beautiful people when you shop at a grocery store. I don't know. But it's interesting that this has become such controversy for something that's just so empty. That's how I feel about it.